aka Flippin' Scribbler, adult new adult Arthur, and I am finally back on YouTube. It's been nearly a year, and I think the last time I posted was in June or July. At the time I had gone back to school and I was thinking, hey, this should be simple. It'll be 8-week course, 2 days a week, 4 hours a day. I'll have plenty of time to continue doing writing, YouTube, kids, work. You get the idea. I soon figured out that because it was 8 weeks, 2 days a week and 4 hours a day, that we were zooming through this book, and I was having to memorize a lot of material really fast. And so with school, work, kids, writing, and also I was beta reading at the time, something had to give, and unfortunately that had to be YouTube. I was going to stop for a couple weeks, catch up on everything else, or try to get ahead of everything else, get back to YouTube, get back to filming. Unfortunately, my plans went down the drain when my phone decided one day just completely call it quits and not turn on. Unfortunately at the time my phone was my only source of video recording, so when it didn't turn back on, I went and bought this cheapo $30 phone. This phone literally holds maybe 5 minutes of recording, and then it decides doesn't have enough memory and it won't hold no more. It barely runs Facebook. So with the cheap phone, I had to unfortunately put YouTube on the back burner. I did start posting on my blog regularly, so that is still a thing. I'm still posting on there. During that time, it also taught me that I really needed to find a way to balance out my life, because obviously I couldn't do everything all at once. It wasn't even remotely possible. So in that time, from when I started school to now, I've learned a few tips and tricks that I'm here to share with you. First tip I have is to block out your time, whether you use a cell phone or if you write it down in a calendar, notebook, whatever. Block out your time. If you have to be rigorous with your schedule and block and write down every single minute of every single day, then so be it. But the main point is to write down what you know you need to do. If you have kids, you know they need to be picked up and dropped off at school at a certain time. If they're toddlers, you know that you may or may not have a schedule with them. Toddlers tend to do whatever they want to do, and there's really nothing you can do about that. You kind of run on their schedule. There are ways to map out your days even with toddlers. See where your free time is. See if it's any time that you may be wasting. Maybe if you have a minute during the day and you find yourself watching television instead of watching a 30-minute show of television, then maybe you can go ahead and try to, instead of 30 minutes television, you could be 30 minutes of writing. I just did a writing sprint this morning. It was an hour long, 2 25-minute blocks, and I managed to pop out 900 words in those 2 25 minutes. 400 words one time, 500 another. It really wasn't that hard. Other ways you can do it is if you don't have the option, that if you don't have gaps in your day where you can write, paint, whatever it is that you want to do, maybe you can make a day of it. Take one day out of the week or one day out of the month and set that day specifically for writing or specifically for painting, biking, whatever it is you want. The point is to schedule out your writing time. Schedule it out, make it priority, make it as if it's a 9-to-5 job that you have to do at some point, and you'll get there. You'll eventually build the habit of making it a regular thing every day or once a week, whatever it is you choose. Another really good way of making sure your writing is becoming a priority for you is letting your family and friends know what you are doing. Tell them ahead of time, hey, I can't do this today because I've got to do whatever your hobby is, whatever your passion is. Let them know, hey, this is what I've got going on. Maybe we can schedule it for another time. That will let them know that you are serious about what you want to do, and they will And if they care about you at all, they will respect you and be like, okay, yeah, we could do this later. Fourth tip I have is sometimes you gotta let it go. Just let it go. Sometimes life just happens. There's an emergency. There's 20 million other things coming up. That was my problem back in June or July, was I just couldn't do everything. I wasn't Wonder Woman. I can't do it all. Something had to give, and sometimes in life that happens. You have to put something else on the back burner. If that's YouTube, if that's your writing, if your writing is not a career that you're already doing, then if it's just a hobby at this point, then by all means, it's okay to put it back on the back burner. You can make it happen some other time, and you shouldn't feel guilty about that. There's no reason to. Life happens. It's okay. In the end, it's all really just a balancing act, and I am very, very happy to be back on YouTube. Very, very happy to see y'all again, and if you have any questions or comments, leave them down below, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye. Sometimes you really... My bad.